Welcome back, everybody. This is the 10-gallon red regular bin that we have sifted once, and I think today will be the final time because I came in here a few days ago and this material looks pretty good to sift. It's dry enough to be able to go through the sifter, and I'm not seeing many worms in here. Maybe a few here or there. But what I did 3 days ago when I came in here, I brought the material on the bottom and brought it to the top, as I'm doing now, because I wanted to sift it then, but I didn't have the time, so I just mixed it up. And I did sneak a little bit of food in here in one of the corners because I just wanted to hold them over until I could get in here. So that was about 3 days ago. And then the main thing is, you will notice that the level of the castings has dropped, and that is because I used the castings in one of my indoor plants. This tree has been in my family for about 12 years, and it's been passed down to me from my parents, and I added the castings to it. As you can see in the video, I am pulling away the drier material on the top off to the side, and then I'm adding in some veggie scraps. I do this every few months. I do feed the worms that are in this pot because when I use the castings, it is unavoidable that there will be worms and cocoons in here, just to give the worms something else to chow down on. And plus it's like a free, natural, instant fertilizer as the food scraps decompose. As I'm layering the castings on the top and spreading it throughout the top of this potted tree, I'm just spreading it around so it gets everywhere, and then covered the castings and the food scraps with the material that was on top of the pot. I know the top seems a little dry. I haven't watered the plant in a little while. I'm going to water it now, especially because I added the castings, and I want those castings to soak up as much water as they can, and I want the tree to be watered as well. So that's where the castings went. Now let's sift the remainder of these castings right here and start a whole new bin today. So we are done sifting out these castings, and I have a little bit of food scraps for the worms that might have fell through, or the cocoons that will hatch in here. So I'm going to place that in there like so and cover it up just to feed the worms. Let me show you what's left in the actual bin. Here are the castings. Let's do a little swoop. Beautiful. And then let's move on over here. These are just some of the worms that I pulled out when I was sifting. And I didn't go all the way clean because here it's moist and there are worms still in here, so I did not want to bother them and put them through the sifting process, and plus there's not a whole lot of material left in here anyways. I'm not gonna go crazy and drive myself over it and sift the whole bin to the bottom so it's squeaky clean, and plus it gives a good inoculation for the new bin. So let's pull this bin off to the side here and put the camera up, and we'll see how the feeding area is doing underneath here and kick off a new bin. So let's do it. Let's see what we have hiding underneath here. We've got a few worms here and there, and then we have this paper that we use to cover it. So we'll just move that over off to the side. And this whole side is the feeding area that we slowly started to expand. Let's see what the worms have been up to in here. So like I mentioned in the beginning of the video, I did sneak in some food scraps in here a few days ago just to hold them over. I put them in one corner, and I think it's in this corner right here. Yep. There we go. Because I wanted to sift this 3 days ago, but then I didn't have enough time. So I just stuck some food scraps in the corner, just a little bit, not too much. Just to hold them over, and it doesn't even look like there's any left. Where did it go? It's 3 days. It was just some like kiwi peel and apple peel, I think. But I'm not seeing it. This tomato is still here from the previous feeding. Looks like they destroyed it. because I'm not seeing any food scraps. at all that I put in here 3 days ago. Nope. All right. Looks good. Let's add the new material and mix everything together. Let's get this bin down here like so. This paper I'm going to rip apart into smaller pieces and incorporate that as some bedding. And then I have a whole bowl full of coconut core and shredded paper and cardboard. And if you're seeing something that's pink in here, that's because I shredded a Post-it note that was attached to some paperwork that I had to shred. So here we have a whole brick of coconut core and a little bit of shredded cardboard and paper as well mixed in here. And then this is the material that did not go through the sifter. So we'll add this in here as well. I might as well mix in the coffee right away. If we're going to get to mixing, we'll mix everything together. Make it one big family for the worms to enjoy. Get it all good and mixed up. This time I didn't go overboard with the coconut core. I have another bin of red wigglers where I might have went overboard a little bit, and then I can't really freely mix any of the material without having it plop over the side. So don't do that. Don't be me. Well, be me now because I'm not filling up this bin all the way up. I'm learning from my mistakes, hopefully. Beautiful. So let me show you how much room is still left in this bin. We could probably fit in a whole 2 more coconut bricks in here. So you can see that there's 5 or 6 inches still left on the sides of this bin. So there's plenty of space to continue to add. So now I think I'm going to make a part in the center. And let's feed these guys. So what I have is these shoe inserts. My husband bought some shoes and these were inside. And once I saw them, I needed to have them for the worm bin. Then I also have this egg carton that I'll place in here as well. And for today's feeding, they're getting some green stems with a little bit of leafage and some sweet potato soup that I made before Thanksgiving. And we didn't get to finish it, so I froze it. If I'll be able to get it out of here, I think I need a spoon or something. So I'm going to go grab something to get it out of here. So I brought down a knife and a spoon. Might as well get it out in pieces, perhaps. So like I was saying, I made it before Thanksgiving. And then we didn't get to finish it. And then I froze it because it got bad. And there's everything in here. Salt, pepper, sugar, chicken broth, onion. Everything was boiled before, and then I just mixed it up in my mixer. And then I couldn't throw it out. I thought I'll just give it to my worms. There's nothing really bad in here. There's, of course, salt, pepper, and sugar and everything else. But there's nothing really harmful for the worms that they can't have it. And plus, it's not a large amount of it. And I have some grit. Let's sprinkle that on top. I went a little generous there because it's a new bin. Of course, it had some of those castings on the bottom, and I'm sure there was plenty of grit in there, but there you can never have too much grit. So let's cover the center here a little bit, make a little mound, and then I just tore off one of the sides of this Whole Foods paper bag. Now we'll set it on top here to act as a covering underneath the plastic bags. Now I can spread this back out over the whole bin, or mainly in the center actually where that bag is, so there's enough room on the sides to get some airflow going. And last but not least, what we have to do is remove this. So we started the one that we sifted on April 23rd, and the start of this one is December 3rd. How beautiful is that? It's almost the same. 23rd. Alright, so let's welcome this new bin. I will see you guys in my next video. Thank you so much for joining me, and you all have a lovely day. Bye-bye.